Okay, so here we are, PEC 66, Intermediate Yoga, and we are going to be doing our practice online. Before we do though, I just want to tell you a little bit about how I intend to have the course structured. When you go on Blackboard in the content area, you will see first online class with the date. You'll also see a discussion forum with the date. You will need to access both of those in order to log in for the classes. My intention is to give you a practice of about a half an hour to 45 minutes that you can work with every day on your own, to give you some supporting literature and podcasts on some of the poses we'll be learning so you can explore them on your own. And then also to make available to you some very interesting podcasts on various aspects of yoga, not Hatha yoga, but the science of yoga, the philosophy of yoga, the practice of yoga. And those podcasts will go into a forum, a discussion forum. So if you're not familiar with the discussion forum, you should become familiar with it now. And if you have any questions, email me. I check my email every single day, several times a day, especially right now, since we're all learning this together. In the discussion forum, that is how I am going to mark you as being present. Once the post is listed, you will have between 48 to 72 hours to watch the podcast and to respond. Your response should be a minimum of 250 words. And when I'm really looking for your thoughts, your reflections, your comments, your questions, your critical thinking skills, that you're taking it in, what you're listening to, you're imbibing it, you're thinking about it, and that your words reflect that process. That's one part of the forum. So as soon as I see your response, then I will mark you as have attended the class. I'm not grading the forums, but they are the way to mark you present. And then what I also hope, we're a small group, so what I also hope is that we talk to each other. If you've never done discussion forums before, it's a great way to get to know each other. And especially that we're not meeting face to face, I would like to see that dialogue happen. So when one of your classmates gives a response, please reply to it. Share your thoughts, maybe make a comment. I will do that also for everybody, and let's see if we can create a class atmosphere online. The practices that you'll be doing are something for you to do on your own, and I will definitely be asking you some questions about those as we go along also. The format may change over the next few weeks. It's my hope that maybe we'll get to do 1 or 2 live teleclasses. I'm exploring that, maybe through Zoom, maybe through Blackboard, Collaborate, Ultra. So those are platforms you should become familiar with in case we wind up using that in this class. I'm also open to your suggestions. Some of you may be more tech savvy than me, and you may have other suggestions and ways that we can proceed. I'm certainly open to those suggestions because we're really all in this together. So if you have any questions now, please email them to me. I'm going to see if I can create a different way for us to dialogue to each other within the course content area, but I'm not sure how to do that yet. So any questions that come up, any problems, any concerns with this very first class, please email me right away. You will have my email on the syllabus, and let's see where we go from here. So let's begin. Come and sit. It's helpful. I hope that you all had a chance to get a mat. If you didn't get a mat yet, please make sure that you do. At the very least, that's what you need. These are the blocks I asked you to buy. Notice the thickness of the blocks. They're 4 by 6 by 9. They also have smaller blocks that are 3 inches. They're not the best. So this is what I'd like you to get. You can get them on Amazon, Yoga Direct, Yoga Accessories. At some point, we will be using yoga straps. You don't need that right now. I gave you that information online, but to go over it, you want to get an 8-foot D-ring yoga strap. The reason I want you to get the D-ring, it's a metal rather than the plastic buckle, which eventually breaks. And it would be a great idea for you to have a blanket. You can see that I'm sitting on a blanket right now. So that's not something you have to buy. Just gather up whatever you have. If you don't have a blanket, by the way, you can use a pillow. A pillow would work as well. Let's begin then by sitting. Come and sit on your blanket. Rest your hands on your lap. Let's have a yogi spine. So lift up your spinal column. Roll your shoulders down and back. And close your eyes. Remain with your eyes closed. Let's bring the thumb and index fingers together. These are called mudras. So if your palms are down, this gives you that sense of being grounded. And if your palms are turned up, this creates a sense of lightness. Right now, with this current environment that we're in, we all may need to be more grounded. But close your eyes, turn your palms down, see how that feels. Turn your palms up, see how that feels. And then choose whichever one is most beneficial to you. I'm going to close my eyes also, so that this is our time for us to tune into ourselves, to settle, to become more aware of and present to the moment before we begin our practice. So let's all together now for a few moments, close your eyes. With your eyes closed, just become aware of your breathing. I do not want you to change your breath in any way, but simply to become aware of your breath in and out. Feel your breath in your nostrils. Feel your breath in your throat. Feel your breath in your chest. Feel your breath in your ribs. Feel your breath way down in your belly. Let your mind follow the movement of your breath from the tip of your nose to your abdomen as you breathe in. From your abdomen out through the tip of your nose as you exhale. And count your breaths to yourself. Let's take 5 slow, deep breaths. And open your eyes. So if you were way past that 5th breath, then we'll want to work on slowing your breath down. If you were only on your 4th breath, then good for you that you're taking those deep, deep breaths. Let's change now, reverse the course of your legs. And we will definitely be exploring different breathing techniques throughout the semester. Bring your hands to your knees and we'll take some opening poses. Remember, the focus is to create as much movement in your spine as you can. The yogis say you want to have a healthy body, have a healthy spine, and to move that spine in 6 directions every day. So we are doing that in these first 3 poses. Hands to the knees as you breathe in, arch your whole back, and look up. Exhaling, slide your hands under your knees, round your back, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhaling, arch, and as you exhale, round. Twice more. Inhaling, arch, and as you exhale, round. Once more. Inhaling, arch, and as you exhale, round. Come to center. Take your left hand to the right knee. Take the right hand behind you. If you're able to, you have an option of reaching towards the opposite thigh. Pull against that knee and twist. You're looking over your right shoulder. Swing your arms around, changing sides and looking to the left. Let's move with the breath. Inhale to the right, looking over the right shoulder. And exhale to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Once more, inhale, hold here. Remember to lengthen your torso as you breathe in and to deepen that twist as you breathe out. Drop the shoulders. And let's come to a double twist, turning only your head to the left. Turn your head to the right again, 3 breaths on your own. And change sides. Right hand comes to the left knee. Your left hand, it either comes behind you or to the opposite side. Coming to a double twist, turning your head to the right. And full twist to the left. And once again, 3 breaths on your own. And release. We're coming to all fours. I'm going to move my blanket off my mat, but if you have a blanket and you would like that blanket under your knees, not too thick though, feel free to do that. And then come to your hands and your knees. So this is Vidalasana, cat-cow. It's a classical yoga pose. We'll be doing this posture every week. I don't care how advanced you are as a yogi. This is definitely a posture to include in your practice. You want your hands to be under your shoulders, your knees to be under your hips. And as you breathe in, arch the back and look up. Exhaling, draw your abdomen in through the spinal column. Tuck your chin deep into your chest. Inhaling, arch, looking up. And as you exhale, round, tucking your chin to your chest. Twice more. Inhaling, arch. And as you exhale, round. Once more. Inhale, arch. And as you exhale, round. And now hold the rounding. Feel the shoulder blades spread apart. Let your chin tuck deep into your throat. Send your breath into the back of your body. And we turn to center. I'm just going to move this block a little bit out of the way. And we're taking now extended cat-cow pose. So this is a variation. Also, when you look in the class documents for this particular class, you're going to see a couple of very interesting podcasts on cat-cow pose that you'll want to take a look at. As you inhale, extend the right leg high behind you, looking up. And as you exhale, bring your knee towards the forehead and the forehead towards the knee. Inhaling, extend, looking up. And as you exhale, round. Once more. Inhaling, extend. And as you exhale, round, hold here. And if you'd like to be a little bit more challenged in this pose, come to balance. Grasp the right knee with the left hand and draw your knee and forehead towards each other. Release. Let's change sides. Inhale, left leg lifts, looking up. Exhale and round, knee towards the forehead, forehead towards the knee. Inhaling, extend, looking up. And as you exhale, round. Once more. Inhaling, extend. And as you exhale, round. And here also, if you'd like, grasp the knee with the opposite hand and draw it towards you. Now come back to center. and take the right leg back. So remember I said the yogis want you to move your spine in 6 directions. We did cat-cow, we did the twist. Now we're moving laterally. Center the left hand, take that left leg, swing it all the way around. You need to do that for balance. If you look at my right foot, you'll see I'm pressing the pinky edge of that foot firmly down. Raise the arm, and this is an external rotation. If you look at my top shoulder, we'll be learning some anatomy as we go along through this course. I'm rotating the arm. So let me just show you that for a moment. Take one arm, I don't care which one it is, extend it out, and then take your hand and place it on that shoulder. Now turn, like you're hitchhiking, turn the palm and notice what happens to the shoulder. This is called an external rotation, and you can feel it opens up the chest. Let's do the other way. Turn your palm down. This is called an internal rotation. Do you feel how that shoulder works in? So this is creating a caving in of the chest. In fact, if you have poor posture, if you're concerned about your posture, this awareness of externally rotating the shoulder can help. So we want to bring that into many of our poses. Let's go back to all fours and incorporate that into kneeling triangles. Center the left hand, swing that left leg over. Now turn that foot firmly down and raise the arm. Think of hitchhiking. Externally rotate that shoulder, and now carry that shoulder over your head. Do you feel the stretch? You should feel this stretch through the right side of the body. If, by the way, you have any issues with your shoulder and bringing the arm over the head is painful, just bring your hand to the shoulder and let the elbow lift. That will still give you that same length. Let's go back to all fours. I'm going to let you see my back now so that you can see the alignment from a different angle. Take the left leg back. Let that right hand center a little bit and swing that leg around. Turn your foot flat. Press the pinky edge of your foot down and raise the arm. Like you're hitchhiking. Roll the thumb out. You're externally rotating that shoulder. And now bring that arm over your head. Feel the length through the whole left side of your body. Release to center and come to all fours. So how did that feel? I hope that felt good. Notice if there's a difference between one side and the other. Part of this practice, a great deal of this practice, is actually cultivating that self-awareness. So it's not so much what you do, but the awareness that you bring to it. That is most important. We're taking again, so we're doing basic postures this time around. I want you to lie down. And when you lie down, if you have any discomfort in your neck, so this is called a hyperextension. Do you see how my chin is jutting out? Sometimes if we have a lot of tension in the neck, or if we actually have tension in the lower back, it reflects on the neck. And this is what happens. So if this is what's happening to you, you want to take a small towel. Next time I'll make sure to have a small towel with me so that I can show you. But for now, if you feel uncomfortable or if your neck juts like this, make sure to put a towel or a small blanket under your head. And then let's take half knee to chest pose. Left leg is straight, draw your right knee in. Now you can hold on to the knee. But if that's uncomfortable for you, you can always hold on underneath your thigh. And the focus here is to get as much movement into the hip joint as we can. That's a ball and socket joint. What's the other ball and socket joint? Does anybody know? Well, am I hearing you? Shoulder joint. And we'll explore that as well. So create that circle. And then circle the other way. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, simply hug your knee deep into your body. As you inhale, press the knee away. And as you exhale, again, pressing in to the body. And one more time, inhaling away. And as you exhale, press in. Now you can stay right here. If you're able to, reach for your elbows. No strain though. You can stay here or lift your forehead towards your knee. If you're lifting your forehead towards the knee though, make sure there's no strain in the neck. Otherwise, let the head stay down. Lower the head and lower the leg. We're changing sides. Let's bring the left knee to the chest. And again, you want to create those deep circles. So we're bringing flexibility to the hip joint. We're increasing the blood circulation to that joint. And then go in the opposite direction. Hold steady, take a breath in. And as you exhale, hug that knee into your body. As you inhale, moving that knee away. And as you exhale, again, bringing that knee into your body. And one more time, inhale away. Exhale, hold that leg in. You can stay here. You can reach for your elbows. You can bring your head towards the knee. And sometimes the way we approach a pose needs to be different from one side to the other, so be aware. Lower the head and lower the leg. Now take both knees into your chest. Take your hands, cup them around your knees. And like you're rowing the oars of a boat, go slowly though. So you're creating this deep circle into the hip socket. And now go in the opposite direction. Hold steady. If you're able to interlace your fingers, go ahead and interlace them. If you can reach for your elbows, feel free to do that as well. But just watch. What you don't want to happen, you don't want the lower back to lift. See how my lower back is lifting off the floor? You don't want that to happen. So think of bringing your knees down into your body rather than up into your body. Take a breath. And as you exhale, forehead towards your knees, hold here, flex your feet. If this is easy, you can grasp the feet with both hands. If that is still easy, you can cross the wrists and hold the feet with the opposite hands. No strain though. Release your hands, release your head. Take a moment, place both feet on the floor. Let's go as wide as the mat. Draw your knees together. Rest your hands on your abdomen, and then just for a moment, close your eyes. So that you bring all of your attention back into your breath. Remember, your breath is really the doorway between the body and the mind. So when you want to recenter yourself, to bring yourself back to that feeling of being present, the best way is to be with the breath. And now we're taking a posture called reclining pigeon. It's one of these poses. You see someone doing it. It doesn't look like much, but when you do it, it feels like much. Take your right ankle and cross it over the edge of the left knee. Keep that right foot flexed. And now bring your left knee into your chest. Your right hand, it slips through the opening of the leg. So make sure you're not bringing it around. You want to bring it through. And then once again, you can grasp your knee. If that doesn't work for you, you can grasp under your thigh and pull that leg in towards you. Where you should feel this pose is through that whole right buttock, that whole right side. If you ever suffer with sciatica, if you have compression in your lower back, this is one of the postures that I would recommend. Make sure this foot stays firmly flexed as you hold, and then you can rock. Just a little bit from side to side. Let's hold steady for 2 breaths more. You can close your eyes. Sometimes it feels good just to close your eyes and internalize all of that attention. And then let's change sides. Reclining pigeon. Your left ankle, it crosses over that right knee, and you're taking the right knee to the chest. Remember, keep this foot firmly flexed. Your left hand, it goes through the opening of the leg. You're grasping that knee and pulling in towards you. You can hold steady, but again, feel free to rock just a little bit from side to side. Hold steady for 2 breaths more. release. And now cross your ankles. You're either holding on to your feet or you're holding on underneath your thighs and roll up to a seated posture. How are you feeling? Now, down dog pose, up dog pose. So I tell many of my students, if you were ever stuck on a desert island and you could only take 2 poses with you, these are the 2 poses you'll take. And as we go along through the course, I'll explore different ways for you to do this posture. I'll also put podcasts on, short little tutorials on different approaches to this course. But let's come again to all fours. And this time, bring your hands a little bit further forward than your shoulders. Watch this though. There's a tendency to go like that, to hunch the shoulders to the ears. You want to what's called retract. You want to retract the shoulder. Can you see that? You want to retract the shoulders away from the ears. And now curl your toes. Think of leading from your tailbone, like you have a little hook on your tailbone that's lifting you towards the ceiling. And begin to lift your knees off the floor. As you lift your knees off the floor, move your chest in the direction of your thighs. Now, if you notice, my knees are bent. I'm keeping my knees bent because I want to find that length in my spinal column. And then maybe I can bring the heels to the floor, but maybe not. What you want to avoid is this, a rounding of the back. So sometimes yoga students think that in downward dog pose, the most important point is to get the heels to the floor. Not important. Who cares if you ever get the heels to the floor? What you really want is that elongation of the spinal column. And later on, maybe in another week or 2, I'm going to bring in my little skeleton. Not bring in, I'm home, so I'm just going to bring it downstairs and actually go over the structure of down dog pose and some other poses. So you'll be able to see what happens to the skeleton when you're coming into alignment. But for now, I just want you to think that you're lengthening the spinal column as much as you can. So all fours, hands a little bit forward than your shoulders. Curl your toes. You're creating that hook in your tailbone. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lift your knees, press your chest in the direction of your thighs. And then to the best of your ability, begin to straighten your legs towards the ground. Think of pushing away from your hands rather than sinking into your hands. This is Ardha Mukha Svanasana, down dog pose. From down dog, we go to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, or up dog pose. As you inhale, roll the spine forward. And then just remember, if this is too intense for you, you can always bring your knees to the mat. And then again, down dog pose. Inhaling, up dog pose. Exhaling, down dog pose. So one more time. Inhaling, up dog pose. And exhaling, down dog pose. Let's stay here for 5 slow breaths. And I really do mean slow. So to the best of your ability, and again, you can close your eyes here if you'd like, 5 breaths together. Of course, if you need to come down before that, please do, and then come back. Come to your knees. Do you want to rest? So, the resting pose in yoga, one of the most commonly practiced resting poses is balasana, or child pose. And as we move through this practice throughout the semester, you'll come to truly appreciate this posture. So you're sitting back on your heels. What happens though if you have issues with your knees? You can take a blanket. This blanket is actually way too thick, but just to show you, if you have an issue with your knees, you can take a blanket as high as you might need to give your knees some cushioning, and that will help you to sit back. I'm going to take it away, but I just wanted to show you an option. You're sitting back on your feet, and let your knees be slightly wider than your hips. Now watch what I'm doing. Bring your hands right into the seam of your hips. Do you see how I'm lengthening the torso? And then from here, begin to fold forward. You can either bring your hands by your feet and your forehead to the floor, or you can bring your hands under the forehead. Now, this is a resting pose. This is resting. This is not. So what happens if that's what you look like? You want to build your torso up a little bit. So different options. You can take a block, place your hands on the block, and rest your head. The great thing about the blocks is they have different heights. So maybe that's not high enough. Maybe you need to go here. The higher you go in the front of your body, the more your buttocks will sink down. So let's come to your child pose. Hands either to the feet or under your head. Allow the shoulders to melt, your whole body to rest against your thighs. And from the base of your spinal column, round your way up, vertebra by vertebra. Your shoulders come into place, and then your head. And then take the legs out in front of you. So how are you feeling? Hope you're feeling great. We're not going to do a standing practice today other than down dog pose. So here's my intention, that each time I give one of these classes for you to look at, that we build from that so that by the end of the course, you have a practice that you could do on your own. One good thing about these online classes, right? Usually if we were face-to-face, I'd be taking you through this practice once and then you'd have to try to remember what we did. Now you can actually access this every single day, which is actually terrific. So it's like we're going to be together every single day because you're all going to do yoga every single day, right? You can take a day break, but you should try to do some practice every single day. We come now to probably the most important posture in a Hatha yoga class, and this is Shavasana. It literally translates to corpse pose. It actually means relax. It doesn't mean, but it is the relaxation pose of yoga. And I do have to tell you, now you're not in front of me, so it's easy for you to skip out on this. And I do have in my classes, I've had, not Kingsborough because you can't leave, but in my other classes, I have some students who try to slip out before relaxation. Not a good idea. Why? And I'll get more into the physiology as we go along, but here's what I want you to remember. When you're moving through these active postures, you're engaging different aspects of your nervous system. But what we want to achieve at the end of our practice, we want to bring ourselves back into, what is it called when the body is in balance? Do you know? Homeostasis. We want to bring our bodies into homeostasis. What does that mean? And again, I'll be giving you another lecture on the anatomy of the autonomic nervous system. But what that actually means is that we want to create a balance from that aspect of the nervous system that excites us to that aspect of the nervous system that relaxes us. And this we achieve in Shavasana. It is the time when your body on a deep, deep, deep cellular level can absorb all the benefits of this practice. So I'm going to invite you to lie down. I'm not going to lie down, but you should lie down. Put a blanket under your head if you'd like. By the way, when you lie down, remember, if you have discomfort in your lower back, if you have a pillow, you're home now. I'm assuming that you're home, so there's probably a pillow around somewhere you can grab. You can take a pillow and put it, this is a really nice blanket, right? It's nice and puffy. You can put it under here. Another option, if you have yoga blocks, is you can take your yoga blocks and place them underneath your knees. And what this does, when you have that little bend in your knee, it helps to release the lower back and creates a sense of relaxation. So now rest your hands by your sides, palms up. Close your eyes. Remain with your eyes closed and bring all of your attention to your breath. As always, we begin, we end with an awareness of our breathing. You're using the power of your mind to relax your body completely. Relax your arms, your hands. Feel both of your shoulders relax. Relax your legs, your feet. Feel both of your hips relax. Release your spine and the muscles in your back. And feel the front of your body relax. Relax your neck and throat. Relax your head. Relax your eyes, cheeks, lips, tongue, and jaw. Going more deeply, relax the heart and the breath. And feel your whole body breathe. I'm closing my eyes now to join you. And let's just be here in this relaxation for a couple of minutes. Begin to move your fingers, to move your toes, to move your head from side to side. As you feel ready, give yourself a deep, deep, deep full stretch in any way that feels good. Then come to center, legs crossed, still with your eyes closed for a moment. Take another breath in. And as you breathe out, open your eyes. That's it. This is terrific. I'm so glad that we're together. So I think what I'm going to do is to create a discussion forum that is just for our practice so that we can dialogue about what our experiences is. In that forum, please give me feedback. Let me know how this was for you. Let me know how the poses felt. So I haven't created that yet, but I'll do it probably sometime in the next day or two. Look for discussion forum, Hatha yoga practice, and that is where we will talk about this. Any questions, any comments, anything that you're having difficulty with, please let me know. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, be well, be calm. Namaste.